Chico, just bring him out where you can take him out on the road so you can get a line. So I trained his mother, you might know, but his mother was a pretty filly, but she just didn't have quite that gas, you know. She would grind it out. She was tough.
I bet. So today you just walked the shed row, and
yeah, another light day. We'll send him back to track tomorrow. That's typical routine for us. Is we walk him 3 days, and he could have gone back to track yesterday if we wanted, but he doesn't need to.
Did he eat up?
Into things.
Did he eat up again?
Yeah.
So far he hadn't done anything to, you still haven't made a decision. It's still a question if he goes to the Preakness, but he hadn't done anything yet to derail.
No, not at all. I mean, it's same thing. We're just going to get through the weekend and, just take it from there.
Do you know what time he will go to the track tomorrow?
He'll probably go 7:30, 7:45.
And so this was a question I was going to ask out there when the Spendthrift people were there, when they were talking about people saying, well, you got a dream trip. My point was going to be, these horses that win the Derby, a lot of times, it seems to me, they don't get credit for being good enough to get that dream trip. They make that dream trip. It's not handed to them. If you could expound on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between a horse. Like, I think the horses that came from behind were grinders, and that's great and everything. But the fact that he was quick enough to make the hole, I mean, that won the race. But yeah, I mean, he did get a shorter ground, but that is part of racing. So. But
he was good enough to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Not all the horses and not all the jocks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the turn of foot that he's got. When he won going 5.5, that's he has that capability. Good horse win at any distance. I don't know that you could run Sierra Leone and maybe even the Japanese horse 5.5 furlongs and win easy, but it's a horse race.
Yep.
Hey, Greg. How the Derby's won in all different ways. So
I thought it was
sometimes horses get easy leads. Like Warren got an easy lead. So it's just all relative.
But I thought it was interesting, Brian. Again, it was interesting listening to you all on Steve Bick yesterday. But how he was talking about watching all of Calvin's, and he was saying this might have been on another. He didn't want to do the Mind That Bird because he was so far out of it. That wasn't the trip. So what was the trip that he really looked and said, that's the trip? Was that Super Saver he wanted, or who was I'm trying to think, who was Calvin's other Derby winner?
Street Sense.
Oh, it was the Street Sense. He wanted the Street Sense trip. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, we jumped him out Wednesday. That gave that I think he needed that, a little reminder that, hey, you got to leave here. And Brian did that. So.
Okay.